The world today produces more wealth than at any other time in history. Yet, millions of people still struggle to afford food, shelter, and basic healthcare. Reports from organizations like Oxfam reveal a stark reality. A tiny percentage of the global population controls a massive share of the world's wealth. While our world gets richer, the gap between the rich and the poor grows deeper. But what if I told you that over 1400 years ago, a system was introduced to prevent this very problem? A system designed not just for charity, but for creating economic balance and social justice. That system is called Zakat. In Islam, Zakat is not just optional generosity. It's a fundamental obligation. It's a fixed portion of one's wealth that must be given every year to those in need. The command to give Zakat appears repeatedly in the Qur'an, often right alongside the instruction to establish prayer. This shows just how central it is to the faith. But Zakat is about much more than just helping the poor. It's about purifying your own wealth, preventing greed from taking root in your heart, and remembering that all resources are ultimately a trust from God. In essence, Zakat transforms wealth from a private possession into a social responsibility. From an economic perspective, Zakat acts as a built-in redistribution mechanism. Think about it. When wealth accumulates in the hands of a few, it often sits idle in assets, investments, and savings accounts. It stops flowing through the economy. Zakat forces a percentage of this stagnant wealth to move back into circulation. This directly benefits the poorest members of society by giving them purchasing power, and it also stimulates broader economic activity. In modern terms, it creates wealth circulation, a principle that many economists now agree is crucial for a healthy economy. History offers us a fascinating glimpse into how powerful this system can be. During the rule of Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, one of the most respected leaders in Islamic history, Zakat was implemented with incredible integrity. Historical accounts tell us that society became so prosperous that officials had trouble finding anyone poor enough to qualify for Zakat. Poverty became so rare that the funds were instead used for public works projects. Whether every detail of these stories is perfectly preserved or not, they reveal a profound truth. When wealth circulates fairly, societies flourish. Modern research in behavioral economics and social science echoes this. Extreme inequality often leads to social instability, rising crime rates, and political polarization. When people feel locked out of economic opportunities, their trust in institutions begins to crumble. Systems like Zakat address this issue at its very root by reducing the dangerous concentration of wealth and strengthening the bonds of social solidarity. Giving also has a powerful psychological effect. It cultivates empathy, a sense of responsibility, and an awareness of the collective good. It shifts the mindset from what can I get to what can I give. In our globalized world, economic inequality is not just a moral problem, it's a geopolitical one. Regions suffering from extreme poverty are often the epicenters of political instability, mass migration, and conflict. International bodies like the World Bank consistently emphasize the need for inclusive economic systems. Zakat provides a time-tested framework that merges ethics, economics, and social justice. It doesn't rely solely on government policy. Instead, it embeds responsibility directly into the moral fabric of society. Ultimately, Zakat is more than just an economic tool. It's a philosophy of conscious living. It reminds us that wealth is not the final goal of life. The true purpose of wealth is to be a means for service, balance, and compassion. In a world grappling with inequality, environmental crises, and social fragmentation, this ancient principle feels more relevant than ever. So maybe the question isn't whether an ancient system like Zakat is outdated. Perhaps the real question is whether our modern world has forgotten the timeless wisdom it contains. If wealth continues to concentrate in fewer and fewer hands, inequality will keep growing. But if wealth circulates with a sense of responsibility and compassion, our societies can become far more stable, just, and humane. Sometimes, the solutions to our most modern crises can be found in ideas that are over 1,000 years old. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content.